If you've been wondering how to set a solid foundation for your health to build into the future, this is going to be the video for you. My name is Dr. Gregg Gerstin, and I've been helping people to remove the obstacles that they've been running into to setting that foundation for the last 20 years. And what I've really found is that we've been given a good bit of misinformation since we were kids. You see, when I grew up, I was told that there were two keys to living a healthy lifestyle: eat right and exercise. If you agree with this, give this video a thumbs up. If you were told something else that you needed to do to have a solid foundation for your health, go ahead and write them in the comments. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything, and if I forgot something, I want to thank you. We'll update the video. But what I've realized through practicing the last 20 years is I think that there's something else that's missing that's more foundational than what we put in and how we put out energy. Because here in America, we know we're in a health crisis. Over 60% of individuals are obese, and over 60% of people are overweight, and over 60% of people are obese. And this leads to a ton of chronic health conditions developing younger and younger as we're living longer and longer. So what I think is missing from this is really foundational on what we get taught when we're kids in school. You see, when I was taught in school, I was taught that the brain told everything what to do. So shouldn't taking care of the brain and making sure that the connections to every tissue, organ, and gland in your body be a foundational step in developing your health? Well, that's done through corrective chiropractic, and someone looking at and assessing the positions of your spine through your life to determine if there have been shifts or changes. Now, we do this with our teeth, don't we? My kids got checked since they were 3 years old. They were going to lose all those teeth anyway. However, we've had them checked every 6 months so far, and I'm going to knock on a little bit of wood here. I got a 9 and a 6-year-old, and we haven't run into a cavity. Now, what I know and what I've seen is that even that doesn't have to do with the fact that I brought my kids to the dentist. It doesn't even really have to do with the foods that I gave my kids, because I know I've had a team member whose kids had tons of cavities, even though they had ate clean, really good diets. You see, what's missing here, I think, has to do with some of the connections on how the body's able to express itself. And that's how the brain connects to the body. Because if the brain can't connect to the body and determine what nutrients to absorb, like the digestive system, and what to get rid of, then we don't have the raw materials to use properly in building ourselves healthy and helping our cells to regenerate and rejuvenate, and injuries to rehabilitate. The second component of this is that when we then go to move and exercise, if the structures aren't connecting and talking properly, as they might not after you've been in a trauma, whether it's been sudden or it's happened over time, it causes weakness throughout the extremity, and it can be imbalanced. And those weaknesses cause irregular wearing and tearing within the system and causes breakdown in your body. Those breakdowns cause people to stop being active and or what I call false starts. That's where I know you've known someone who has gotten started in an exercise program, and they've done about a week or 3 or 4, and then all of a sudden they get injured. So they allow themselves to rest. They take a break, and they slowly work themselves back into exercise, and then they get injured again a couple of weeks later. This dance winds up causing people to go down a trajectory of inactivity, because becoming active becomes frustrating. And for many people, going to their medical doctor is a massive maze that never gets them answers or solutions. And that's where we've been able to help people with easy access to our office, easy access to care, and affordable care to help people get back to activity, back to life, and engaged in what they need to. However, we do that by looking at how the structures are connected from the brain to the body to build a solid foundation for your health, to then start moving on. To introduce nutrients that your body can use to help you become strong. Because if we don't have that solid foundation, then there's no way that the food we put in is going to be used well, and the exercise we put out is going to be used well. If you've got questions about this and how it relates to yourself, go ahead and write them down below. If you've been wondering if this is you, or you know someone who's gone through that false start, go ahead and send this video over to them. I've helped many people find the right places to get the care that they need so they can take steps further forward in their lives while setting that solid foundation and building amazing, fantastic lives. Once again, my name is Dr. Gregg Gerstin, and thank you for letting me be a part of your health.